Restream changed up the way that they do something, and now I'm not seeing my channel stream here. Just give me 1 second. No, I don't want to remove the channel. Go there. Stream started. Okay, that shows, but that's not correct. I'm gonna click on channels. Super weird. Um, I guess we're just not streaming in the group today because I don't understand how that's working. Weird. Restream went and changed how they do stuff. We had a pop-up before, and then I could change something. Anyways, okay, whatever. We're streaming anyway, but not to Facebook. All right, cool. Well, I will there's Michael here. So, okay, let's go. Let's jump in to that question. First off, I'm going to say, Jeff, sorry, I got your email. I just realized this morning that I totally didn't reply to you at all. So, just letting you know that I did get it, and I'm
Cool,
going to
no
follow up
problem.
here. I've got, I have to figure out something. I need to switch up my main email just after like 15 years of doing everything and everything going all into one email account. I've been getting more and more frustrated with the fact that I get like 1,000 emails a day, and it's ridiculous. Um, and it's like half spam, half stuff that I signed up for, half whatever. But anyhow, I gotta figure that out. The thought of changing an email address is like daunting on its own. Um, but okay, let's go. Let's maybe I'll get Jack to do you want to share and show me where your which messages you're trying to change? That's that channel. That's going live. Facebook just isn't picking anything up. Jack, are you still there? Or
Yep, still here.
okay. Okay.
Had to step away for a sec.
Oh, do you want to share your screen and we'll or Michael's here now too. Like someone can share and show
Michael
me.
might have a better idea of it, but either way,
Okay,
Michael,
I'll record this as well.
Michael, you got what you want to share, or you want me to pull it up? Uh, See if I can. Okay, so looking for congratulations on becoming a Res Connect VIP member. We've
Okay.
added you to our system, and as a thank you, use the link below to claim your 2-for-1 entrees. Can't find it to edit it.
Pretty sure. Let me just go look. Did you get a message? You can if you go to conversations, uh pretty
Let
sure
me get to the right.
it's an email, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's the second message under snippets. So if you go to your sub account,
Conversations.
go to marketing. Well, go to marketing right now
Mark.
because I know where it is.
Okay.
It's
Marketing
marketing and the snippets,
snippets.
and then it's that message right there. Congratulations on becoming the second one down. Yeah.
Well, that settles that. Here's how it works. Yeah, that gets the whole thing. Well, that does it.
So there
If
congratulations.
I click on that, click here to see your exclusive offers and promotions. That should take me somewhere, right?
Um it will. It should be a trigger link. It's not gonna it shouldn't take you there right now. It should just you should be able to click on it and then it'll go to the trigger link. Or it'll pop up which trigger link it should be.
Yeah, those trigger links, I got to tell you, that's the hard part, man. There's just I fixed probably five or six of them, and they just keep popping up broke.
I don't, yeah, I don't. Sometimes when you bring it's rare, but sometimes when you bring it into high level, the trigger links don't move over with the messages. And I don't exactly know how to fix that other than trying to like re-import the snippets. And I don't even know if that fixes it or not.
All right. Well, we found that one, and let's see about finding this other one. It's like to type a nice message with a better welcome and ending
Okay.
to Hi Phyllis, welcome to Res Connect VIP. Here is your special offer. Text stop to stop. So that's a text.
Um,
Welcome to Res Connect VIP. Here is your special offer. Res Connect VIP. So would that be under VIP or I mean, God, this is amazing.
uh, so if okay, so
Yeah, that's the one. It's the
that's
first
the one right
one.
there.
Yeah.
Looks like you have the right trigger link in there.
Trigger link probably works. Michael, are you watching?
You might want to take, yeah, you may want to take out the text stop to stop because usually when they do the first message, you just don't want to. I found you could, or yeah, we may want to even change that text stop at any time to stop. Um, just what happens is if you have text stop to stop on Android phones, it'll create a button that says stop,
Right.
and then you can hit save.
All right, Mom. That was easy enough.
Yeah, they should all be under snippets. Now, if you come across a message that gets sent out again and you don't know where it came from, you can click on conversations right now,
Covering it, but okay. Conversations.
and then find any message that goes out. So, um, even that one that there, you can right click on the click on the three dots next to the message and go to details. And then it'll say automation workflow. So click on that workflow and it'll open the workflow up in a new tab. And then you can see where the message comes from, whether it's a template or it's or whichever. So if you scroll
Lost in,
down,
I get lost in there. I've been through that. I spent hours in there last night. I just get lost in all that. But I hear you. It's just a matter
yeah,
of
so
doing it.
if you
So,
click on the email reminder number of stamps on the right hand side, you'll either see the message or you'll see that it's a snippet.
so email number of stamps. Okay.
Yeah, this is for
So,
the stamp card.
right. Phew, lots to it. Lots to it.
Yeah, there's definitely more than you usually need for depending on what you're offering, right? Because we had like three kind of different avenues. There were for the loyalty, well, the cards, points. So the cards with stamps, points, and then we have the promotions too. So not every business needs every one of those, and lots of times when we're dealing with a business, it's easier just to um, pick one of those things, and offer it. So we did package it all together. And one thing, because what we found before, which was like the opposite, is that when we had everything individualized, it was more work trying to, oh, how do I piece this together? How do I put this snapshot with this snapshot and then make this snapshot work with that thing over there? And then, you know what I mean? Whereas this one is just like, well, just don't use that piece now, kind of thing. Don't offer the cards. So it's easier to delete some stuff sometimes than to add stuff in.
All right. Hate to confuse you with another thing, but we're looking at doing that, the cards with the scan and the RFID.
Yep.
Couple questions. I mean, couldn't we just print business cards with sequential numbers on scan on one side, a QR code on one side, and the Google reviews logo on the other, and use just a scan without the RFID?
Sure. Absolutely. They're almost identical. Like the RFID card is or NFC card, whichever you want to call it, is the result is exactly the same. So if you printed out cards with the redirect URL from our QR code generator, you could 100% do that.
So where would you have that um, QR code point to go to the redirect?
Well, you'd point it to the redirect URL. So when you create that batch of cards,
Yeah.
or whatever, it has the in the list, it says the redirect URL or the URL that is in the spreadsheet that you download. That's the URL that you want to point to. And you can still program it the exact same way as doing the NFC card. You just scan the QR code instead. It's like identical. So just same result, different technology.
So again,
So
that
if
that
you went to, let's say you go back to your agency dashboard right now.
yeah.
Yeah, so click there, go to agency, switch to agency view,
Global. Okay, there
the
you
blue
go.
link
I
at the
gotcha.
top there.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then on the left-hand side, go to Power GHL Power Tools, and then click on QR code generator in the blue one, third one across from the top on the list there.
There you go.
There, and then add a QR code location. So click that, and then select um, the Res Connect store demo one. I think it's just the store one. I think it's that one.
Or the demo account.
Yeah, whichever one, it doesn't matter.
Well, we want to go to the demo account. That's the one we're going to be using, and then update.
Okay, and then click on Manage QR codes. So you can add this link into your thing via custom menu link, but you can also manage it this way. So click on that, and then click on dynamic QR codes in the top left,
Oh, dynamic QR
and
codes
then you can click
list
on bulk NFC QR export, and then click Add New. And then you give it a descriptor for like what the like today's date or whatever you want to do.
on, yeah, 206. Okay.
Yeah, okay. And then if you click on number of dynamic codes to create, if you want to just test it, you can do two. If you want to um, do more,
10.
and then hit submit. So when you hit submit, it's going to pop up a thing for you to download an Excel sheet there. An Excel sheet just downloaded to your downloads probably. If you click on the folder, it'll show you where it is, that folder icon.
File could be corrupted or unsafe. The file format extension bulk XLS does not match.
Yeah, it's a
You
CSV
want
file.
open it anyway?
Yep.
Okay, there you go. Gotcha. So that, and then these are the links that each one of those QRs go to.
Yeah, so that will, and because you just bulk created, we can't see it on screen, but just because you bulk created those are automatically going to go to the initialization card. So you could print out if you have like if you want to do mail merge or something like that, and with like self-printed cards or whatever, you could print those out, and then each one of those QR codes is going to go to a different initialization page which will be a different redirect. So you can hand it to each out to different businesses, and then um, yeah, you can decide where you want it to go afterwards, and you can change where it goes and stuff like that as you're using it.
I'm really glad that's all recorded and I can look back on it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's ex yeah, so it shouldn't you should be able to print those out and use those however. It's the same way as doing a NFC card. The NFC cards just take a little bit like a little bit different technology, right? You got to program the card itself so that it taps.
Yeah, well, the other question was if we didn't do this, could, again, instead of having to go to Alibaba and wait for however long it takes, and that could, you just got, do you go through that many of them? You order 200 of them and
Yeah, we ordered 500. We've only
can
gone
you
through a
sell
few so
50
far.
at a time? Could you sell us 50 and ship them to us if we bought them that way?
No, they've got our business logo and everything on them,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
they're all tied into our marketing sub account. So I don't have a way
Gotcha.
of switching cards to a different sub account yet. Um,
Oh, we'll
so
go this and we'll order them from Alibaba as well, but we
yeah, I
can
mean,
use
I've
these to
ordered
get
I've
started
ordered
next week.
blanks. I've ordered blanks from Amazon too. You can order just blank cards from Amazon and then some stickers and then create them yourself. I've done that in the past. There's
I
like
see. Instead of business cards.
a business cards. There's a business card size sticker, like transparent sticker that works really well on
Right.
most printers. And then you could just download, yeah, you could buy like 25 cards at a time kind of thing if you wanted to do those ones. But yeah, like you said, like if you just wanted to do the QR code on a thing, you could do business cards and then laminate them or do whatever you want. A lot of
Got
print
it.
places too can do sequential order printing too. Like they can do the mail merge for you if you're like, oh, I want to order, 500 business cards. They could do sequential
Yeah.
order for you as well.
Avery does it online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate.
You're welcome.
I'll shut up now.
It's all good. It's all good stuff to go through. But yeah, you're right. The QR code and NFC codes are almost exactly the same. So they're very interchangeable anyways.
Hey,
Uh,
Jason, I have a follow-up question on NFC and
yep.
what you're talking about, if that's okay.
Okay.
So, um, last week you had talked about doing the bulk print and then having it go to the initialization page, and then separately there was another, and this is where I'm getting a bit hung up, is right now when you have when the sub account has its own license. I believe it has to have its own license. You can have it go to, say, sign in with Google, and then it collects the user's contact info and then it saves it.
Hmm.
So, is there a way to do that without having a licensed sub account? And the reason I'm asking is the user experience that I'm trying to create is this. I want to walk into the restaurant with the initialization card, collect the person's information, go through the process exactly as it is right now, with the exception of I want to have that interstitial page of, click here to log in to
Yeah.
Google and then collect the email address. Um, so basically, we can tell the restaurant owner, hey, look, we were able to collect the email address of however many people that you got reviews from during your free trial. If you'd like to sign up and then have these email addresses move over to your own sub account, you can buy now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Um, there's not a way to do that right now because we're sending it directly into a sub account. We do keep track of it. I wonder if it's tied directly to a sub account though is the only thing. Um,
Right. And that's fine if my agency has the let's call it the license for for all those
Mhm.
cards that I'm going to hand out to the restaurant owners.
Yeah.
So you walk in and you collect their contact info and their Google Place, and you hand them the card, and everything works kind of as it should right now, right? But when they tap the card or when they scan the QR, it takes the user directly to the review page at the Google Business Review, right?
Hmm.
What I'm looking for is to have that sort of landing page that just says click to sign in. And then even if that goes to my agency account, as long as it doesn't have my agency logo on it, then that's fine. If we did a custom field or whatever that we could pull from the business that signed up as gets displayed at the top instead of my agency logo, is that a possibility? I mean, like
I
with
have to think about how we do that because unfortunately, it's not how the whole thing is set up. Like, so
okay,
right now everything is tied into the that whatever sub account, especially if you're using the 5 stars review one.
yes,
So if you have the 5 star review one, the logo and the Google review link is pulled from custom values for that sub
okay.
account. So um
So without really hacking it, there's no easy like just dropping something in and moving things around.
Yeah, like so one thing that I've considered is making it so that instead of having to create like install a snapshot to a sub account, that you just create the sub account and then we put those two values that we need in the settings drop down
Okay.
for the sub account. You'd still need to have the sub account, but we wouldn't need to have the um you wouldn't need to install the snapshot or configure the snapshot or anything, but you'd just have to configure the settings
Hmm.
for that sub account for the Google review link, and that way you would still, when they collect the contacts, they would go into that sub account. Um, So it just makes it a little less convenient when you're out on the street walking into someone if you didn't know where you were going to go. You know what I mean? Otherwise it would be like, okay, you're going to set up uh, a sub account and then go talk to a business.
Yeah.
The creation of the sub account itself only takes, a couple minutes to create that without having to install a snapshot. It would be even faster. But you still need to just get that Google review link. Um, Let me think about it.
Okay.
I don't know how we could do it for the um having it dynamic, like you're out on the street and then like we collect all the emails and then tell them later how many emails we have collected and then move it over. The I guess the other option, like you said, is have all those contacts go into your demo slash marketing account,
Hmm.
tagged somehow so that you can move them over afterwards.
Right. And that's kind of where I was thinking about going with it. But if if it's too convoluted to set up and it's going to take too much time, then I'm fine with just keeping it as is and then just telling the restaurant owner, hey, look, this is, a very stripped down version of what's available, but just so that you can see the functionality. Like I'm fine doing that. Um, the home run would be, hey, when a new customer, we hand the card to the restaurant owner, and is there a way to put the that card into an automation? Like if I have
So in your marketing account, when you initialize that card,
yes.
it it adds that business to your marketing account and then it tags them so that you can automate, so you can start them on any automation.
So if I hand that card to a restaurant owner, and then every time somebody taps the card and leaves a review, is it possible to fire off a text to that restaurant owner saying, someone just left you a review? Because that would be the other,
That would still almost take their own. sub account in order
Okay.
to do that. Um, because we would need to then also store the business's information. When we do that first initialization page, that all that information that gets filled out there, we don't store it. It just goes into high level.
Oh,
It goes
okay.
into your sub account. So when we first initialize that card, yeah, we're not collecting that information. That gets dropped right into high level. And then you can fire off any automations off of that. So inside of your main marketing account, it makes sense because now because you just initialized it for a business, you can put them through like a 15-day nurture sequence or whatever as they're using the card, kind of with updates on here's how you use it and here's step by step kind of thing. Um, and then every contact, um, that's just the initialization. So we could, the only thing I don't have is, yeah, the other option is like having a different tag for every contact that comes in if you initialize a card that way. Um, I have to think about it because I think it's a good idea, and one of the reasons what we want to do too is almost make it more of a standalone thing. So you don't, you still want to be tied to, you still want to be able to use the CRM, like push them to use high level, but I want to make it easier for setup. So one of the things that I have been considering is making it so you don't have to install the smart review snapshot. It still
Mhm.
uses, it just uses there's the logo custom value and the um so we could probably, oh, I don't even know. I'll have to think about it.
Hmm.
So, I was just thinking about you could upload a logo or something, but I have to figure out how we have that all tied in, especially if you use that in the same marketing account. Um,
Yeah, and I'm not I'm not thinking that having a logo is as necessary because like if you walk into
you're
a
already at the
restaurant,
business. Yeah.
yeah, if you walk into a restaurant and you get the guy's name and number and email, they're probably not going to have a file for you to, upload through a phone. But if you put the business name in that form, you can put that as a custom value, and then on the landing page, when somebody scans it, basically it just says, "Thanks for visiting XYZ restaurant. Leave a review for us." So it collects some of that.
Yeah.
It displays some of that data, and really the end result that I'm just trying to get to is we're giving the manager a tool to use, and he doesn't know if it's working or not. So
Yeah.
I just every time that something scans or every time that something an event happens, I just want the manager or the owner to get a text or some kind of notification of like, hey, you just had another piece of success. Hey, if you get it like 10 times, the guy's calling you up in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Um, I like that idea. Okay, so let me think about how we can make it um a little bit easier with that drop down. Yeah, the other thing is I have to figure it out. We might have to, it might have to be you create a sub account um for them, and then that just requires like a little bit of pre-planning before you go and talk to someone. Like if you set up a meeting and then you go in to talk to someone and then you have like a sub account set up that they could use. That's one thing versus like, oh, you're walking down the street and you're like, I'm gonna go talk to this restaurant, you know?
Right.
Just it depends on how you work. The way it is now, it's kind of like I'm gonna pop in and go talk to this guy and give them a review card, and then I can show them, hey, you scanned this many people, or you scanned this many scans at the end of whatever. But those could also be contacts in your list, kind of thing. Um, so just two
So
different ways.
does that does that have the ability to show how many scans that card has had? So like if at the end of the week we send him a text, it says, hey manager, you had 50 scans this past week or something like that we could set
Mhm.
up, or is that something that we'd have to pull manually and send him a report or something?
Right now it's manually.
Okay.
But I mean, the data's there, so we could possibly do. a webhook call from a workflow that pulls that information. How many scans did this card get? Um, I have to think about that one as well.
Okay.
Let me look at, so if we go to, just looking at our database here for users. No, it's not users, it's sub-users. Sub-users. Um, so we do have, like we, when somebody scans the card and when somebody scans the card and it gets in the system, let me look. We do we do grab their name and email address and it is held in there. Um, I don't want to like perpetually hold all the users in that account. It is tied to a sub account. So we do have the contacts in our system because they go and scan. Every time they scan, we do collect the information and then it gets uploaded. But what am I going to say here? Um, Maybe there's just a time limit on the amount of time that we hold those names for because otherwise we'll end up having like, you know,
Right.
hundreds of thousands of names in there um, at some point. And then I'm gonna have to create something to clear out some of the null ones. I'm just thinking. But we have that, and but it's tied to a sub account. Yeah, in our system right now, there's no differentiation between, like if you used one sub account to collect names, kind of thing, then it would all mash together, kind of thing. I just wouldn't know which contact is for which new
I gotcha.
customer. So, um, yeah, okay, let me think about it. I'll write it all down and then I'll think about how I can make that part work better. The only thing is, yeah, I'd still want to say you would want to be tied to the sub account, the CRM, for their contacts to go in there. I know it's an extra step to an extra few steps to set up the sub account before you go and talk to a business. It makes it less dynamic, like if you're out on the street. But I wonder if you could. The other option is, and I don't know if this is, if you're on the 497 plan with high level, then you can use something like an automation like N8N or Make or something like that to spin up a sub
Mhm.
account when you do that when you initialize a card for a business.
Okay.
That's another possibility. Like so when that business comes in with that ID or like with a tagged, then you could potentially, automatically create a sub account for that. The only thing is you'd have to wait for that sub account to get created and then add in the URL. So just so we basically just need we're using the location ID of the sub account to know where we're sending the contacts
Gotcha. Okay.
is the only thing. So I'll put some thought into it and think about I have kind of been thinking about how do we make that part easier. I know what some people are doing instead is just going and giving them a card and saying and just linking it to their Google account and then going back later saying, "Hey, you've had this many scans on this card." And then our next step up is that we can actually be collecting those names and then we can also um do the automated follow-up, automated AI and automated reviews, all that kind of stuff afterwards, kind of as an upsell.
Right. Okay.
But I'll think about it. Let
Well,
me think. It'll be, I think
cool.
it's a good idea though, if we can make that happen.
Cool. Well, I appreciate and I apologize to everybody else for taking up all the time. I just needed to get those couple things out. So,
No, I think that's great. Like I understand what you're saying. I if you could one option is we're saying, hey, let's see if we can just hold those contacts and then say, give them a report saying, hey, we've collected this many contacts for you. If you want to use the system ongoing, then pay us and we'll add all those contacts into your sub account for you. Um,
Hmm.
or the other option is um, they have to spin up a sub account for them right now. So yeah, I've got that written down. Let me just see what it'll actually take to do something like that.
Okay.
Okay,
Sounds good.
cool.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Jeff, you don't have to apologize to us, man. It's all relevant to what we're all trying to
Oh,
do.
I think it is. Yeah, no apologies. No apologies at all. Just it's all good. Like it's all good information, right? Because we're all thinking about how we can use it more effectively too. So I know, yeah, part of what I'm trying to do is get stuff more streamlined on our end too, so it's just easier to deploy and easier to market too. So and I like what you're saying is stuff that I've thought about, but I just wasn't really sure like how um like for using the 5-star reviews, I would like to be able to have it so that right now it has to be tied to a sub account, but how do we make it so that it's not tied to a sub account just for like demo purposes kind of thing? And then so I'll think about that. Maybe it's just even if we have to have a switch in there or a demo or like a toggle or something to turn it demo mode versus like live mode. Maybe when you're first setting it up, you can say, "Hey, this is going to be in demo mode," and then then we go one direction, and then when it's not in demo mode, you have to go back into your QR code NFC
Right.
manager, and then turn it to like production kind of thing, and then that would maybe mean they have their own sub account and stuff.
Yeah, the only question that I would have with this, or the concern I would have with the sub accounts for each unique person is, I mean, we're prospecting hundreds a day, and to be able to, reach these guys and set up a sub account for each one that we talk to, we're just going to have a lot of accounts that are inactive and have to get
Yeah.
deleted. But on a bigger scale, like even if you have somebody that's on a demo, um, in order to take advantage of the text, now you have to go through the A2P, and that's another disaster, and it costs money. And
It
it's like,
is.
just something that already exists that we can add one additional step somehow, somewhere to collect more, to be able to provide something back to the owner besides just,
Okay.
um, you know,
Yeah.
hey, we're doing the reviews thing. So,
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Let me think about that. I will draw out some plans
okay.
and see if we can include that. So using your main marketing demo account and then maybe it's just something like we put an extra tag on for which business account it is or something like that when those customers come in. Um we'll have to figure that out. So maybe they're tagged because right now they're tagged as like GMB review, Google My Business review. Then maybe we need to have another tag that specifies which which business it's going to be, or maybe which maybe it's tied into maybe we're adding on the QR code card ID as a
Hmm.
tag as well, so everyone gets tagged as the QR code ID as well. So that way, you know which card it came from.
Yeah, that would work.
That's going to be a little bit more, that's still going to be a little bit manual to be able to be like, okay, well, this is all, but you'd create like a smart list of everybody who's tagged with, QR code ID 2075 or something, and then that would be all their contacts.
Right. Yeah. No, that would be good. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, we'll put more thought into that. I think it's doable. Um, yeah, how we can do that. So then you would select the logo. You'd want the logo to change as well. So maybe we need to upload a logo to this, not just to custom values. I will think about that and see how we can make it happen.
Cool.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah. So does anybody else have any thoughts? I know I covered a couple things there. It's kind of all, yeah, it's definitely all relevant, right? It's all part of the package. And what I want to, yeah, I have to, I've, we're in the middle of moving and doing a few other things here too. So, with some projects that Shan's working on too. So, trying to figure out how do we make this more streamlined because I know again we're kind of starting with this. We started with this thing where we've got this piece and this piece and like so we had a bunch of different pieces. Now we're like taking this piece and combining it with this piece and then doing that. So how do we make that whole ecosystem more streamlined too, so that it's easier to deploy? And I think we're getting there. It's just it's a slow process of okay, now we have to add this piece over to here and make sure that works there without making things too confusing. Because when we have too many options, it's like I don't even know what I'm supposed to select. So,
Yeah. Hi, Jason.
hey Judy,
How's it going?
it's going good.
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 How are
So,
you?
not too bad, thanks. So when you were talking to Jeff there and
Hmm.
you were talking about the two options and you said and the one option, I guess, really to start collecting contacts, you said they have to spin up a sub account. Did you mean by that like you like whoever is prospecting clients has to spin up the sub account before they
If you want to do like the 5 stars review version where we collect the contact information, um,
right.
ideally, yeah,
It,
that
it,
demo
it,
card that you're creating is tied to a sub account.
so it's us that has to spin up that sub account, not them.
Right, the
Ba-
client wouldn't sit, your client or the prospect wouldn't spin up a sub account.
Yeah. So you just spin it up basically before you even go in, right?
Yeah,
And then connect the card to it and then hope for the best.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like that
Okay.
stuff.
Just
And
wanted
or I
to,
mean, or you create one sub account, or you have a couple sub accounts ready to go, and then you're out talking to people, and then as you talk to them, and one is like, "Yeah, let's do it," you tie them to that sub account, and then the next one is like, "No," and then no, and then yes, you tie them to the next sub account, kind of thing. So that's a couple options. I like what Jeff is suggesting, though, if we can have everything all in one giant marketing account, and then if we can, I can probably add a tag. I just have to look, and I could probably add the ID of the tag or ID of the card as a tag pretty easily. When
like the number,
when that contact gets brought in. So um,
like
so
the card number.
yeah, the card number.
Okay. That's what you're calling an ID, right?
Yeah, the card ID,
Yeah.
the card number. It's the yeah the identifier there. So we could probably have it so that when you bring in when a contact comes into your marketing
Mm.
account, we could tie a um, we could tie this ID in to the contact that goes into that sub account. So if we're doing the 5 stars review one, it would tag the customer as GMB review and then ID 939 as another tag. That way, in that main marketing account, there we have this one tied to, so it'd be this account. Um, every contact would come in as GMB review, and then it would be 939. So if you gave this to, if you use this same URL here, the 5 stars review one for, 50 different businesses that you're initializing, each card would use the same GMB review link, just like we can go here, we can pick the standalone review one right here. Do smart review standalone submit. These ones are using the same link now. Same link, different card ID. So this time, when somebody scans this one, we tag the person, the contact that comes in as GMB 938, and then this one is anybody time somebody comes in through this one is GMB 939, and then that way, um, when you're finally going to sell um, to the business. Maybe there's we're tying that in. I'll have to think about too. Maybe we do something where we're storing more of the business information. That way, it's a little bit easier to identify which card is going to who to when it gets initialized. That makes sense, and it's probably not that big of a deal to go and make that happen. So I just have to look and then see. I don't know where I'm even going here. Oh, there we are. Um, it probably doesn't even make it's probably not that big of a deal to, store the business information and tie it to that card on initialization.
Right, like just the
Oh,
name of the business even or something like that, right?
yeah, so we know who that card is tied to. It still says 938, but in when we create the contact, when we initialize the business, we are storing that number anyways. That number, that 938 identifier, gets stored with that business contact inside of high level too. So you have to create when we're initializing it, I think I'll have it I have it in the instructions somewhere. That is, we need to create the um, a custom field. A custom field needs to be added to that sub account so that we can store the QR code ID.
Okay. And
Make sure I just remembered that, so I'll make sure that I put that um, in the instructions.
I missed the first 15 or 20 minutes of the call. Did you happen to talk about did you get it sorted yet about identifying which servers have got a review or
Not
not?
yet. I haven't. I
Okay.
haven't.
Okay.
We haven't got that yet.
Okay. Okay.
Um, yeah, no, we haven't got that. We just talked about snippets about where you can find some of the conversation pieces.
Oh,
I don't have an update on the staff yet.
okay. Okay. No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me go to, yeah, Mark. I think it's under one thing, big marketing, QR codes. This is where I did this one. Settings, fields. I was just looking for, there was the ID. I have to figure out, okay, I'll take a look. I will put that in the document as well so that when we're doing the initialization cards in the sub account, there is an ID that we need to add for um, the NFC card, the card ID. I did put it into a sub account when we were testing stuff out, but I don't remember exactly which one it is right now. But we need to have that ID in the sub account so that when we create the contact, the ID of the card that they're using gets saved as well. I will look that up and then make sure you guys know as well. It's under, just give me 1 second. Maybe I can actually find it right here too. Just before you go, because Jeff would like to know, I'm sure. Um, let's just go to, it is, sorry, I'll have to figure out exactly what we called that ID because I just don't see it in front of me. And it's been a couple weeks since I actually worked on that. So, contact not in here either. So, um, Yeah, okay. I'll go through it and I'll get that information for you guys, and then I will make sure that I have it for you guys on Thursday, and I'll email it out. I'll email it to Jeff there. If anybody else wants it, let me know, and I'll send a message. It's just I don't, Michael, I don't think you guys have it. I think it was when I was doing some stuff for Mark, that I created the ID. So I'll just make sure it's documented, and I will put that into the information so we all have it. All right. I just don't remember what it is right now. So delete QR code, initialize. Oh, maybe it's under. Just one second. Let me look. Since we're sitting here waiting, anyways. We go to initialize a card. It's going to initialize.php. Oh, here we go. Um, so here, I'll just put it in chat. This is the custom field that needs to be created, review card ID in your sub account. So you can copy this word for word, letter for letter, go into your sub account here, go into custom fields, click add custom field, single line, next, paste that in there, save. It could be under additional contact, or if you wanted to create a different object, you could, and then hit save. And now every time the when you initialize a card for that step one with the business information, it will also save the review card ID in here. So if we were to go to um, back, go to QR code generator here, bulk, view this list. Here, if we're going to initialize this one, it will take this review card ID right here. And when this gets saved, it will save it in your contact. It'll save it'll save it in that custom field for the contact that you created. I don't know why we got so many contacts in this sub account right now, but we'll look at that later. So yeah, so it will store this. So all this business information will go in. It'll have the review card ID stored in there, and then maybe on the next page, what we'll do is I wonder. Let's just see. Let's go organization. Think big test address. That's all fine. Jason plus 33. Let's just put in different one. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I also have IDs in here just to confirm that those have been copied over too. So if you want to create those, um, uh, or Zoom or chat, if you wanted to create those different custom fields, you could too, because it's just confirming that they did sign those things or check those boxes. So you can do that in there. Oh, come on. What was that? And I think we're good. Computer cards test. No. So now we could probably all grab the A1 Think Big Marketing, or like whichever sub account that you want to use as your main marketing account. Um, Redirect URL, complete setup there. So if I go back to here, sometimes it takes a minute for those contacts to come in. There's Jason Orban, new card client, just get tagged there. If we go additional information, there's the card ID 1514. So now maybe what we'll also do is every time that card is scanned, because now if we refresh this 1514 is going to be tied to this, and if we go to it, it's going to go to this review here. I actually, the problem is I don't have a Google My Business review link in there, just because it's just under that sub account. I don't have it set up yet. So if we have it in settings, we can probably pull that information in. And now I'm just thinking out loud. We'll tie in the card ID to that. You'll know how many scans anyways, but you could potentially say, wonder how else you could do it. Anyways, I'll think about it more. Anyways, it's all being put in there though, but it's important if you, let's just grab these custom values or custom fields, um, need to be added in there. And then I will add that into the Google project we were open on yesterday when we created those NFC cards. I will not on this one, but the other one. I'll update that page anyways for it
Could
to
you
get started.
repost that URL to that Google Doc for ordering the NFC cards? Because I didn't copy that down last
Yeah,
time.
you can for sure.
Thank you.
It's custom fields in your sub account. No, why is it not doing it? And this is where sometimes even just having like a really small um, uh, snapshot that just has those three custom fields in it um, is helpful to just for helping people. I will put this into chat. Yeah, come on. There we go. There's the Google link for that one.
Thank you.
All right, cool. I think, well, one of the things that I wanted to do, and I've been thinking about it, and we'll probably make it happen here then too, is under Power Tools reviews. And maybe we need to do it when we maybe not when we initialize the card, but when we're creating the sub account under settings, um, putting in the review link and logo for that business. I guess you could optionally just upload like a blank logo if you didn't even want it to have a logo. Because here's the thing, like the logo is nice, but it's not necessary because when you are asking for a review, you have the card in front of you, you're in the business, you're asking for a review, the person is going to scan it right there, right? And then go to the review page. So um, maybe an identifier of the business name would be good, but it's not even, I don't even think it's super necessary, but maybe better for the business owner because they like to see that their name comes up, kind of thing. So we'll just see how we can do that anyways, and try to make a marketing demo version. Alrighty.
So those things that you put in the chat that you then put in the Google Doc are not supposed to be live links of any sort. They're just like
They're
uh
custom fields. So
custom. Yeah.
when
Okay.
we when you initialize one of those cards, it's going to when you initialize one of the cards, it's going to take the ID of the card and store that in the business. And then we ask them a couple marketing questions. Can we send you messages and stuff like that? Here, transactional message consent, marketing message consent.
You're not
Just
showing your screen.
transactional message consent and marketing message consent. When they click those, it just says yes in the field if it's saved too. So of
Right.
course you're gonna have to click them just to say yeah. But it's just you can save it if you want to or don't save it, whatever. I know some people like to save them because then later on, if there's some, well, I didn't say that you can send me messages, and then it's like, well, you click the button. You know what I mean? Although this is the the salesperson who's clicking the button for them, but it's still there.
Mm, mm. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Well, I've got some stuff to think about. And we'll just see how we can make that more streamlined too. I want to make it if we let me put some thought in it, and then I'll have a good answer for you on Thursday for sure. Alrighty.
Thanks, Jason.
You're welcome. Thanks for showing up, you guys.
Yep.
So
Thank
much,
you, ma'am.
Jason.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Go out there and get some stuff done. Don't get too cold. I know
I've heard that.
it was cold out there this morning. I just wore this sweater when I went out and it was chilly. But we'll talk to you guys all soon, okay?